Are you a perfectionist? Do you constantly strive for perfection in everything you do? While the pursuit of perfection may seem like a noble endeavor, it is very important to know whether it really leads to perfection or is just an illusion. If you spend 30 minutes to write a 2-sentence email, if you compare yourself negatively and unrealistically with others, if you think that effort is pointless unless perfection is achieved, if you focus on the end result rather than the learning process, if you avoid trying a new activity for fear of not being perfect, in short, if perfectionism is your way of life, please continue watching the video. Perfectionism is often associated with high standards, attention to detail, and the drive for excellence. Beneath the surface, however, perfectionism can be a double-edged sword. Many perfectionists suffer from anxiety, fear of failure, and an overwhelming need for external approval. Perfectionists believe that nothing they do is worthwhile unless it is perfect. Instead of being proud of their progress, they constantly compare their work with others. The goal is to achieve perfection, which is not possible. Therefore, even if people with perfectionistic traits achieve the results they desire, they will still experience a sense of dissatisfaction. The reality is that perfection is subjective and constantly evolving. What is considered perfect today may not be valid tomorrow. If a student who works hard and gets a bad grade says, "I'm disappointed, but that's okay. I'm still a good person in general," that's healthy. But an evaluation like, "I always fail, I'm not good enough," is perfectionism. According to a recent study, perfectionism has increased significantly over the last 4 decades, especially among people in the Western world. Living in a world full of perfect images of what our bodies, careers, and homes should look like makes us more susceptible to the risk of mental and physical illness. Of course, a certain amount of perfectionism is necessary. This concept should therefore be examined from 2 different perspectives: healthy and unhealthy. Having high standards is a tendency that can be healthy because of characteristics such as motivation and discipline. It is unhealthy when one never considers oneself to be good enough and therefore holds oneself back from one's goals. Perfectionism often prevents people from moving forward. The fear of making mistakes or falling short of expectations leads to analysis paralysis, preventing individuals from taking action. This leads to missed opportunities, delayed projects, and lack of personal development. Researchers have found a strong link between perfectionism and mental health problems such as depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. The constant pressure to be perfect can be detrimental to one's well-being and lead to a constant cycle of dissatisfaction. If you are perfect, you will not fail, and if you do not fail, you will not be motivated to improve. A 2016 meta-analysis of 43 studies on the topic found that athletes, workers, and students do not benefit from having high personal standards, but rather, it has a negative impact on them. When a problem arises, non-perfectionists find a way to overcome it. Perfectionists feel every bump in the road and immediately become stressed. This holds them back from the success they want to achieve. For perfectionists, performance and self-perception are intertwined. When they don't succeed, they feel not only disappointment in what they have done, but also shame about their own identity. Perfectionism then becomes a defense tactic to avoid feeling this shame. Embracing imperfection can be liberating. It allows for growth, creativity, and innovation. By recognizing that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process, individuals can move forward with confidence and resilience. Instead of striving for perfection, striving to make fewer mistakes is a more balanced approach. Striving to make fewer mistakes ensures a commitment to continuous improvement, setting realistic goals and learning from mistakes. Being flexible, that is changing your methods and adapting to changing circumstances without changing the goal, is a healthier mindset and will help you achieve success faster. According to the World Health Organization, record numbers of people, especially young people, are struggling with mental health problems. Depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation are much more common than they were a decade ago. One of the things that can protect against such problems is compassion for oneself, which people who are obsessed with perfectionism lack. Perfectionists are very cruel to themselves and criticize themselves very harshly for the slightest mistake. They don't say, "I tried my best, but it didn't work out. These were my mistakes here. I'll try to do better next time." They harshly say, "I'm stupid, I'm incompetent, I shouldn't do anything," and they close themselves off to development. This leads to severe psychological problems. In a society based solely on success, people are judged by their achievements. As a result, we are in a competitive environment from the very beginning of education. And this is accompanied by parents who put constant pressure on their children to achieve more. The relationship between focusing on academic achievement and perfectionism is well known. Parents who do not give their children the opportunity to make mistakes end up doing more harm than good. At the same time, fear of failure is also influenced by social media. Unrealistic standards will cause not only young people, but even adults to worry about themselves. So what can we do to combat perfectionism? Although it is extremely difficult for the perfectionist to accept that he or she may make mistakes, the first thing is to recognize it. Talk therapies or cognitive behavioral therapy, which help people understand why they behave in certain ways and get rid of negative patterns, is one of the best ways to combat the behavior. You may also find that forcing yourself out of your comfort zone helps, because when conditions are good, people feel perfect and close themselves off to improvement. Forcing yourself to do something when you know the conditions are not perfect is a good start. Learning and improving yourself is a valuable lifelong passion. And the first step to learning is to make mistakes. In fact, there is also this fact. No one succeeds in life without failing. Don't force yourself to do everything perfectly. Just do your best, no matter what the circumstances are, and accept that you are not perfect. What do you think about the fact that the more we try to be perfect, the less perfect we become? Please share with us in the comments. As we come to the end of this video, we would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope you enjoyed the content and information we shared with you. If you did, please click the like button below. Your positive feedback motivates us to create more informative and engaging content. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. By subscribing to our channel, you become an active member of our community. Your participation inspires us to create more content that matches your interests and preferences. So thank you for being part of our community. Hope to see you in our next video. Take care and goodbye.